Central and Eastern Europe region has a lot of upside potential. The growth also this year is often much better than expected.
Hi there, and welcome to this thought leadership video where I'm thrilled to be joined by Head of Erste Group Research, Fritz Mostboeck. Fritz, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get stuck in. So, what's your economic outlook at the moment for the Central and Eastern European markets? Obviously, lots has been going on so far, so I'd love to get your views.
The CEE region is expected to grow faster than the Eurozone because there's a lot of growth potential. The CEE region was affected sentiment-wise negatively from the Ukraine-Russian war. The Ukraine has direct borders with Poland, with Hungary, with Slovakia, and with Romania. But the growth this year is often much better than expected. So from my point of view, the glass is half full and not half empty.
In this high interest rate environment that we live in, I'm curious to understand what are the key factors that are going to be driving growth, Fritz?
Mainly investments, because there is also access to the EU funds, especially to the Recovery and Resilience Fund. Private consumption is also strengthening again, and because of the declining inflation to single-digit figures in the second half of this year. The central banks overall in the region are likely to start normalizing the monetary policy.
Talk to me about the ATX and talk to me about the performance, because obviously last year's figures weren't fantastic. How is that performance going to be improving?
The Vienna stock market is heavily depending on Central and Eastern Europe. When you're looking to the ATX benchmark index, 70% of the large stock-listed companies are generating the major portion of revenues and profits there. On the other hand, a lot of our companies here in Austria are also depending on the global economy because they are active in specific market niches. And so if there is a global recovery, they will for sure also gain in importance via the net exports.
Interesting. We mentioned Austria, so let's keep it domestic. How is Austria going to still be remaining competitive? How is it still going to be remaining attractive in terms of investment?
All our countries in the inner circle of Central and Eastern Europe are already part of the European Union. When you're looking to all the states in the region, they are pretty much developed. Of course, the inflow of the EU funds is of importance. There is reasonable wage levels and tax systems which are attractive. And the states overall do have a lower indebtedness than the large Western European states.
You've mentioned the inflow from the EU, you've mentioned the location. So these are all very positive things. Let's talk about the challenges. Let's talk about the risks. Do you see any challenges or risks? I mean, what keeps you up at night, Fritz?
Some political risks, of course, or some economic risks, because some countries, for example, are also heavily depending on tourism, for example, like Croatia. But overall, I think they are doing much better than a lot of different other developed states.
So Fritz, talk to me about monetary policy. Do you actually believe that effective monetary policy has been set over the last 12 months?
The Central and Eastern Europe central banks raised their interest rates much more than the European Central Bank. We are expecting now in the second half of this year a lowering of the inflation rates, that they will for sure also lower the interest rates in the specific countries.
Very interesting topic, which is extremely important when it comes to the financial markets and even the macro sense, the globe, and that's ESG and also sustainable finance. What exactly are Erste Group doing when it comes to the ESG space?
We as Erste Group are, of course, very much focused on ESG. It's, of course, a topic for all of us, and therefore banks have to react on it. Also, stock-listed companies have to react on it because they are generating the major portion of the global GDP. In 2004, just 3% of total assets under management were managed under sustainable approaches. Now it's more than 40%. In Central and Eastern Europe especially, there is a lot of potential in Hungary, in Croatia, in Serbia, in Romania, and so on.
Fantastic. Fritz, extremely informative, extremely insightful. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to catching up with you again for the next video.